We teachers have the ability and knowledge, but we are being tested in this time of pandemic. One of the challenges that we are facing is how we can assess our students' performance. We teachers will not give up no matter what trial we face. So here we are, attending so that we can provide better quality education for our students. We are very blessed today that there are people who can help us to overcome these trials. Assessment is the systematic basis for making inferences about the learning and development of students. For us to have more knowledge on how to assess our students amidst pandemic, let me introduce to you our first speaker for today. She was a BEd PNU graduate year 1993 with specialization in reading and early childhood education. She had more than 25 years of teaching experience in private and public schools. She became an early childhood education teacher, team leader, and she was the school head of St. Andrew School during PASCO accreditation. She became a grade 6 Gen Ed teacher in Tambo Elementary. Year 2016, she was invited to conduct reading assessment for kinder students in the Kingdom of Bahrain and worked there for 16 months. She was given award for academic excellence by WE Teachers 2019. She is presently working as elementary teacher in Roswell, New Mexico, USA since 2017. She was part of the math assessment as evaluator by the district for first grade, appointed grade level team on her third year up to the present, and she is attending two courses sponsored by the District Language Essentials for Teachers of Reading and Spelling, and the other one is Academic Excellence Rising by the Teach Like a Champion of Dr. Dolim. Without any further ado, let us all welcome our first discussant for today, Ma'am Liza Ya from Mexico, USA. Good morning, Ma'am Liza.
Good morning. Nakikita niyo po ba ako?
Yes
Nice
po,
to
ma'am.
see you
Yes,
again.
kita-kita ka namin.
I'm back. Okay, so I heard na ito po ang inyong ika-tatlong araw for your in-service training. At I know na pagod na ang mga teachers, pati ang mga principals. Ano ho? But I'm so happy that I've invited again by Dr. Rodriguez for a particular topic na we've been using here for a couple of months, almost a year na pala for the remote learning. And I hope that today I'm going to share something which is, beneficial to everybody and fruitful and meaningful to all of us. Okay, so I have my presentation. Paano nga po ba yun?
Pwede, Ma'am Lisa, pwede mo i-send, okay? Sa akin siguro para ma-send ko sa concern na nagpe-present. So it will not be hard on your part na, kumbaga, nagsasalita ka na at the same time. Ikaw, what do you think?
Try ko po ma'am nag-share ko ng entire screen.
Okay.
Pero share and cancel, I don't know kung sino po yung pwedeng mag-accept, kung ina-accept po ito.
Okay, sige. Try mo. Siguro, ano ba yan? Through messenger or through email? Paano ba?
Teka po. Kinlik ko po yung sa present now dito sa ating window.
Okay, pwede po. Pwede.
And then, let me just check. I don't know kung nakikita niyo po yung ano.
Ayan, meron na. Kasalukuyan, ayan.
Okay.
Meron na siya types of online learning assessment.
Okay. So at least nakikita niyo na po. Okay. There you go. Nawawala po ba?
Medyo nawala siya ng konti. Nakasulat is you're presenting to everyone.
Okay.
Ayan na.
Yun. So there you go. So hindi ko lang po kayo nakikita sa screen ko. Ang nakikita ko lang yung aking presentation. So anyway, hindi ko ma-split ang screen at baka magka-problema ako. So good morning once again. I don't know kung ready po kayo. Mas maganda sanang nakikita ko kayo. Ano kaya yun?
Ready kami lahat, and we are very waiting and able to listen to your interesting topic for today.
Okay. So today, of course, our topic is about assessment strategies in remote learning. So last time, if you can still remember na ang topic ko sa inyo is all about digital migration. So I think this one is also connected to the first one that I shared with everybody, especially to all the teachers. And our objective for this activity is, of course, first to be able to refresh our knowledge on assessment. Because we're talking about different strategies in assessment for remote learning or virtual learning. And then to be able to learn different assessment strategies in remote learning. And to be able to apply and evaluate assessment strategies to be used in teaching remotely. So it's not just knowing what type of assessment that we need to provide to our students in the remote learning. We have to also identify what are the different strategies that will fit into the different kinds of learners that we have. And not just knowing and not just learning, but of course we need to apply and facilitate and evaluate and give feedback to the different strategies that we need to use in teaching concepts and skills to our students in remote learning. So, tatlo lang po yan. So, let's start with our first check-ins. So, this is Wednesday morning po dyan sa atin. Just checking in. How are you feeling today? So, you're going to show us 5 fingers. Okay? If you're feeling great, happy ba kayo pagising nyo? May inset na naman kami. Third day na. So tiring, so exhausting. So 4 for good. 3 for okay. And then 2, not so good. 1, you're upset or sad. So can you please raise your hands now? Hindi ko lang kayo makakita. 5, let me repeat. 5, feeling great. 4, good. 3, okay. 2, not so good. And 1, sad and upset. Oh, may mga 4, okay. May 5, feeling great. Buti pa kayo feeling great. Wala akong closure, Ma'am Rodriguez. Kaya, pag walang closure, so sad, di ba? Okay, so awesome. So 5, good job. I can see 5, Miss Liza, Miss Angeline. Wow, napaka-high ng energy ng mga teachers ng SNES. Manang-mana sa principal, ha? Okay, so 5 and 5. Walang upset. So, isa po ito sa mga strategies natin in the morning sa mga students natin. You know, we have to consider also the social emotional learning of our students. So, nagtataasan sila ng kamay, but they're very honest enough to say na upset sila for the day. So, kapag upset sila, number 1, what will we do? So, ang gagawin ko dyan sa kanila, meron chat box na yung mga bata, they need to write down why do they feel, upset for that day. So, makikita mo dyan, hindi pa sila nag-breakfast, nag-away yung mommy and daddy nila, okay, late siyang nagising. So makikita mo doon, anong gagawin naman ni teacher right after seeing the message of the students in the chat group. Okay, so hindi ka kailangang mag-comment ng mahaba kasi ang bata, first grade po yung hawak ko. So I just have to put some emoticons, may mga ready sticker po tayo dyan na ina-attach sa kanila just to, let them feel that Miss Yap is here, to support you and be with you all day. So, yan po yung first activity natin in the morning with our kids during the remote learning. So, checking ins. So, alam ko po kayo ay full remote, pero kami po ngayon kasi ay nag-face-to-face na. So, meron kaming 3 types of learners so far, just to give you a heads up with what what's going on in our school dito po sa New Mexico. Ang Group A ko po, meron kaming hybrid learning. Ang Group A ko ay Monday, Tuesday pumapasok. And then, ang Group B ko po ay Thursday, Friday pumapasok. And then I have Group C, which is full remote. So, habang nagtuturo ako, meron din po akong ina-assist sa online. So, napakahirap. It's really stressful po sa amin. So, in-expect na po namin yan if we're going to have the hybrid learning, pagod na pagod ang teacher. So, in the Philippines po, I believe puro po tayo, naka-blended learning po ba tayo or naka-modular tayo? Sino po ang pwedeng mag-share?
Teacher, Ma'am Liza, I may share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So we are having the modular learning, this modular distance learning. It's either digitized or the hard copy. Now we are supposed to have our blended learning, the modified blended learning. Yung sinasuggest, yung sinabi mo na 2 days there will be set of pupils who will be coming in a school for 2 days. Just like for example, yung plan ko is Monday, Tuesday, and then another set for Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday, everybody will be at home. But unfortunately, because the increasing number of COVID cases here in the Philippines, wherein may mga bagong variant na tayo, and this includes the UK and South African variant, hindi siya natuloy. Kaya kumbaga, limited din naman ang aming mobility by the some, even sa school, hindi na 100% ang non-teaching natin. So, only half of the non-teaching personnel are reporting to school. At the same time, also even the teachers, if hindi naman talaga kinakailangan na they have to go to school, hindi sila inaalaw na magpunta ng school. So, nakakalungkot. So, yun, we're still having the distance modular, digitized as much as possible. We are promoting the digitized para at least konting gamit na lang sa papel natin. Because these papers are coming from trees and as much as possible kapag pinabawasan natin. So, iyon yun. So, nakakatuwa sa inyo at least kayo, kung magka-blended learning na kayo, hybrid na sinasabi mo, di ba, Ma'am Liza?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hopefully, maging ganun din kami in the nearer future. Yun.
Okay. So, I'm glad na meron din pong plan, kaya lang nga alam ko nagkaroon ng bagong variants. Dito po sa amin naman, since na marami nang nagkaroon ng vaccine, na vaccinated na po kami, and I'm one of those kasi nagka-COVID ako last December. Remember po nung nag-talk ako? So, gagaling ko lang sa COVID. So, last week naman po ako ay nagpa-vaccine. Just to give you a little story about that po. Nagpa-vaccine ako and unfortunately nagkaroon ng hindi magandang effect po sa akin. As you can see, medyo swollen pa yung mukha ko and reddish pa siya. So first vaccine ko po yon, hindi maganda ang naging effect because of my previous COVID situation po ng December. So ang advice sa akin ng doctor na to take the second vaccine. So yun lang po ang advice ko sa atin. If you're going to decide to take vaccine, make sure that that will not affect your health. So far, I need to see my cardiologist, and meron akong mga chest pain. So hopefully, I'm praying na maging okay po ang lahat sa akin. So when it comes to the blended or hybrid learning, Dr. Rodriguez, based from our experience, it's really laborious and what is this? Frustrating, it's frustrating to the teachers, and at the same time, ito po ay masyadong matrabaho for the teachers. Sa aking experience, while I'm handling kids in the classroom, my group A, and I do have my remote and my full remote, which is Group C, and my B, which will have to stay every Thursday and Friday. Maraming preparations po ang hybrid learning, and siguro mas maganda pag-isipan maigi. The catering of the students' needs, of course, for teaching and learning is important kasi alam natin na we can sacrifice our time and effort. But it takes a lot of patience and determination for all the teachers to do everything, to facilitate the learning. Kasi gagawa ka ng module, gagawa ka ng worksheets for your remote. gagawa ka ng presentation for your online class at gagawa ka rin ng iyong materials for your face-to-face. So, tatlong set po yun. Depende po kasi kung magbibigay kayo ng maraming options sa ating mga magulang, they will take advantage of getting all the options. Pero minsan, nag-aalibay lang sila just to, keep the child at home na pwede naman silang pumasok sa school. But if there's a valid reason for them not to be in school, just like if there's an existing, health condition, yun po yung mga dapat na i-consider lang for full remote. Kasi kawawa po talaga ang teacher. Basically, sa akin pong na-experience for 3 weeks na po kami nag-hybrid. Really, it's stressful. Siguro dapat pag-isipan din, sabi ko nga, ito ba ay nagkaroon ba ng research? Tiningnan bang maigi kung anong magiging impact nito sa mga teachers, itong hybrid learning? Tiningnan ba nito ang impact sa mga bata? Kasi parang ang nangyayari, yung ibang bata nagiging tamad. No, nagstay lang sa bahay. They will just sit down there eating while listening to you. And yung respect sa ating mga teachers na kapag nagtuturo tayo, we don't want to see children lying down on their bed, eating, or slouching, right? Di ba? Medyo madisiplina kasi tayo eh. So, yun po yung sa mga ma-experience natin, and sometimes may maingay sa likodan, so tapos mayroon kang ina-attend to sa harap ng classroom mo. So, hybrid learning is really challenging, the most challenging na program, lalo na ngayong time ng pandemic. So, siguro we have to consider what are the advantages and disadvantages of doing the hybrid learning or the blended learning. So, kung magkakaroon ng blended learning or hybrid learning po tayo, make sure that the options are really limited for the parents and the students. So, may mga procedures po tayo at may mga agreement na dapat ila-line up na klaro sa mga magulang na dapat ganito lang po ang bata natin. May sakit ba siya? Hindi po siya pwedeng ma-expose sa maraming kaklase. Ano po yung setup sa classroom? Yung classroom namin ay may social distancing. Ang pinakamahirap po, may one-way route po kami sa school. So kung mag-CCR, sasamahan namin buong klase kami. Could you imagine, I have 7 kids only. Iikot kami sa building para lang mag-CR, tapos papunta kami sa classroom. So, nabawasan po ako ng ilang pounds, kakaikot papunta sa CR. So, yun po isa sa mga kino-consider din for doing that kind of hybrid learning. Kasi meron na kayong i-cater sa school. So, ano yung gagawin yung lining up? Asan kayo maglalagay ng mga points for them to stand kung while waiting for them to get inside the school? So, may mga ganyan. Yung dismissal, paano? Lalo na po sa atin, alam kong marami tayo, no? So, yun lang yung ilang mga tips po, pero alam kong pag-aaralang maigi ng mga admin natin sa Pilipinas, ano ba talaga ang applicable for the Filipino learners and our teachers. As much as possible, masarap magturo kung hindi masyadong stressful ang buhay ng mga guro kasi mas mabibigay nila ang best nila. Pagka medyo pagod na ang teacher, wala nang masyadong mailabas na energy. Nagkaka-high blood pressure na kami. At marami pong nagre-resign na teachers dito because of that. So, next, March 29, ang good thing naman po sa March 29, nag-declare na rito na lahat po kami ay back to school na. So, naging masaya na po kami doon kasi wala na kaming hybrid. So, ang preparation namin ay isa na lang. So, back to normal classroom na kami. So, happy na ang teachers kasi wala na kaming masyadong maraming preparations and we can meet our students at makakapag-provide po kami ng mga interventions sa kanila. Okay? So, I hope minadampot ka, Ma'am Rodriguez, sa aking sharing. That's something that you should, reflect also. Alam na alam mo yan at expert ka dyan. So, let's continue our assessment strategies. Okay, these are some thoughts for reflections for all the teachers. First, what are the types of assessment that you are familiar with? Okay, so nakakapag-isip po ba kayo, ano ba yung mga types of assessment nga natin? How do they differ? Okay, what strategies will I use to facilitate and assess students in online learning? Yan po yung pinaka-challenging sa atin. So we have two types of assessment. We have, sino po makakapag-share? Ano po yung two types of assessment natin? Ay, nag-roll call si teacher, parang nasa traditional. Let's see, your prior knowledge. We're checking your prior knowledge po. Yan ay isa sa mga strategies sa online learning. Okay? So, ano po yung alam natin na types of assessment? Sino kaya yung medyo courageous dyan? Bibigyan ko ng high five. Air high five. May makakapag-share po ba? Yung ating types. Okay, nakita ko si Ma'am Cecilia de los Santos. Good job. Awesome, Ma'am Cecilia. Summative and formative assessment. Okay, so yan yung madalas nating ginagamit, the summative and formative assessment. Wow! You're going to receive an exit ticket release later on. Okay, so may mga ganyan tayo sa ating mga students. And meron po tayong isang quick change game. Okay, yung quick check game po natin, ito po ay isang assessment din. So, minsan po dito, meron tayong mga hand signals na ginagamit. For example po itong hand signal na to for self-assessment. Kapag thumbs up, I understand, I can do this by myself. Marami po itong function pagka ito po yung statement natin dyan. Second, if your thumb is just showing in the middle or nasa gitna po siya, I'm a little bit unsure. So may doubt ng konti. I need more work on this, or I need more research, I need more readings on this. And then kapag nakababa naman po, I'm confused, I need help. So meron po tayong quick check game, okay? So actually, kapag nagbibigay po tayo ng mga assessment, it should be an odd number. So, ito lang po naisip ko para to shorten our quick check game. So, I have number 1. So, nalagay lang po, thumbs up, middle, unsure, and thumbs down kung kayo ay confused or I need help. Okay? Formative, number 1, formative assessment is to monitor student learning and provide ongoing feedback to staff and students. Okay. Formative assessment is to monitor student learning and provide ongoing feedback to staff and students. Is this true? True po ba? Patingin nga ng mga thumbs up ninyo. You can use your reaction. Kung meron tayong reaction button dyan to show your thumbs up. Let me repeat, formative assessment is to monitor students' learning and provide ongoing feedback to staff and students. Is it true? Yes, you understand it? I'm a little bit unsure or I'm confused. Totoo ba to, that formative assessment is just to monitor students' learning? Let me see. Okay. Wala yata akong thumbs up na makita. Okay, so anyway, kasi para isang line lang yung aking screen, the correct answer here is true. So you should have your thumbs up if you feel like, yes, I agree and I'm sure that it's true. Okay, so let's move on to the second one. Formative assessments are quizzes and tests that evaluate how much someone has learned throughout the course. Okay, formative assessments are quizzes and tests that evaluate how much someone has learned throughout the course. Is this true? Yes, I understand that that is true. I am not so sure if that is true. I'm confused. And I need more readings and review. Let me see. Okay, so I can see ang gagaling ng teachers niyo, ma'am, ha? Okay, it's really false. Okay, it's really false because ano po yung word na sasabi sa atin na hindi ito formative assessment? Yung pong word na throughout the course. Okay? Because if it's throughout the course, it should be a summative assessment. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Summative assessment is to evaluate student learning at the end of an instructional unit by comparing it against some standards and benchmark. Is this one true? Yes, I understand. I'm unsure and I'm confused. You can chat your answer. Okay. Wow. Miss Avi, Miss Genevieve, Sir Mark, Sir Guillermo, Ma'am Lilia, Ma'am Belia, Ma'am Rina, wow, Ma'am Maria. Okay. Landslide po tayo. It's true. Ang gagaling ng mga teachers. Bilib na talaga ako sa ating mga Pinoy. Okay. Last one. Number 4, summative assessment are quizzes and tests that evaluate how someone is learning materials throughout the course. Is this true or false? Is summative assessments are quizzes and tests that evaluate how someone is learning material throughout the course. Is it true? 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 Okay. Let me just see kung medyo may nako-confuse yata. Okay, kanina yung formative assessment natin, sabi natin, summative assessments are quizzes and tests that evaluate how someone is learning material throughout the course. Okay? So, this is true. Okay? Kasi ang summative ay throughout the courses ito. Okay, so ito po yung isang self-assessment natin na ginagamit, quick check game. So mabilis lang po yan, babasahin nyo lang sa bata, tapos hand signal lang sila. You don't have to let them explain anything, basta hand signal lang. Okay, so I have here a video that talks about the types of assessment. Very quick information about formative and summative assessment. Sana okay po.
Assessment is not just something that happens at the end of the learning process.
What you decide to assess should be closely aligned with your measurable learning outcomes.
This provides a way for us as teachers to see if our students are on track. Assessment also allows us to provide feedback that helps students understand where they need to improve.
There are 2 types of assessments. Formative assessment provides an opportunity for you to give guidance to your students during the learning process, not just at the end.
Summative assessment, on the other hand, relates to a final submission where students demonstrate the achievement of their intended learning outcomes.
Technology can help enhance the assessment process for both you and your students.
Just as when you're designing online activities, you should think about the assessment first and then the technology.
Think back to the activities and associated technologies explored in the previous videos. The same types of technologies could be used, if appropriate, for your assessment.
For example, students could progressively work on a group blog as an activity, the result of which they submit to their final assessment.
The feedback you give students on their weekly group blog activities, for example, could be considered formative assessment, while the final submitted blog is a form of summative assessment. Online assessments have several benefits. Online assessments allow for convenient electronic submission, marking, and feedback to be done online from anywhere. Online quizzes or tests provide opportunities for automatic grading, reducing your marking time and allowing students to receive feedback quickly. You can also set up self-tests so that students can have multiple attempts to help with their self-regulated learning process. Written assignments can be submitted through an automatic text comparison tool that streamlines marking and helps you in providing feedback. When assessments are submitted and marked through a learning management system, students' grades can be managed in an online gradebook. This allows you to easily share personal grades with students, helping them manage their own learning.
The following 3 steps will help your students effectively engage with online technologies for assessment purposes. Step 1. Make sure students have time to practice using the online tool, particularly if they have not used the technology before. Step 2. Trial a task to make sure the instructions are clear. Having a teaching assistant or colleague review the instructions will really help you. Step 3. Provide instructions for what students should do if the technology fails. For example, if the learning management system goes down right when students are due to submit. In this video, we've introduced the concept of formative and summative assessment, the benefits online technologies can bring for assessment purposes, and steps for supporting students.
We hope it provides some initial considerations to help you start to plan online assessments in your course.
Okay, very short and sweet. So, sinasabi lang po dyan sa atin that we need to consider first thinking of the type of assessment that we will use before thinking of an online tool or application that we will use to put into our assessments. So, sinasabi din po dyan that in providing online assessment, we need also to consider the following. Siyempre, yung una, kailangan tayo muna bilang teacher, alam natin kung paano gamitin yung ating application o yung ating tool. Second, we have to orient our students kung paano gagamitin yung mga assessment tools na yon. Okay? Kasi importante po yan para mas mabilis ma-facilitate ang online assessment. Ang tanong po dyan, dapat po ba tayo palaging may online assessment, whether if it's summative or formative sa ating mga bata? Lalo na ngayong panahon ng pandemic, do we need all the time an output which is written for formative and summative assessment of our kids? Or there must be some graded and non-graded activities or assessment for our students? Okay? Ano po sa palagay natin? Kailangan po ba laging may formative and summative assessment tayo, or we can sometimes give them something else just like a product output or a project based? Is it all the time or hindi? Especially this pandemic na naka-online lahat ng mga bata natin. Do you think it's advisable that right after a week, you're going to give them a weekly assessment, which is formative, so that you can, give feedback at once? Okay, may nakita ako, hindi po. Okay, so meron po tayong mga times na hindi dapat lahat or laging mayroon tayong assessment, which is formative and summative. We can come up with different assessment strategies wherein we can gauge the learning of the student. Okay? So just like, you're correct, si Ma'am Cecilia, sinabi niya may performance task, they can present something else, they can do role play, okay, they can record themselves para ipakita kung ano yung natutunan nila for that day, or they can draw it kung mga lower grade levels po sila. They can just report it, okay, or meron silang any slide presentation or picture that they can present that will show us na meron silang nakuha or natutunan po sa ating lesson for the whole week. So it's not necessarily na, okay, get your paper, open your laptop, and let's answer quiz number 25, okay? So, hindi po laging ganon kasi that will, create boredom to our students. We can assess our students kahit hindi pa laging naka-written siya. There are so many things wherein we can assess our students. So, tama po kayo doon, hindi po all the time. So there are some assessment examples for formative and summative. So sa formative po, meron tayong mga in-class assessment, the clicker questions, yung mga mabilisan lang, mga low-stakes group work, weekly quizzes, 1-minute reflection writing, homework assignments, and survey polls. Madalas pong ginagamit namin dito yung mga clicker questions at saka yung 1-minute reflection, but it's not writing for lower grades, it's just drawing, or sometimes it's interpreting. And then meron po tayong survey and polls. Ang homework po namin, hindi kami masyadong nagbibigay ng homework kasi more on the online worksheets po tayo for the kids every day. For the summative, we have instructor-created exams. Ito yung mga teacher-made exams, standardized tests, final projects, narinig niyo kanina sa video, na kapag may mga initial projects, siyempre may draft. So yung final project, yun po ay magiging part ng ating summative assessment. The final essays, the final presentations, final reports, and the final grades. So yan po yung mga examples of our assessment. Now, I got this one from James Clear from the Atomic Habits. It says in here that approximately 10 million out of the 11 million of the human body sensory receptors are dedicated to sight. A small change in what you see can lead to a big shift in what you do. So ano pong ibig sabihin nito na connected sa online learning? So when it comes to online learning, we're using more of our vision and our hearing, sense of hearing. So ibig pong sabihin, 10 million of our sensory receptors are really working when it comes to providing online, okay, yung mga visual learners po natin. Okay, so yung maliit po na bagay na nakikita nila at maliit na bagay na naituturo natin sa kanila, that can give a huge impact sa mga bata. Sinasabi natin na very short po ang ating time for providing learning or teaching to them. Minsan 2 hours lang po ba kayo or 3 hours, and then they will work on sa kanilang module. So yung time po na yon na meron tayong presentation na very engaging at very lively po sa ating mga students, kahit po maliit na oras lang yung teaching na ginagawa natin. At ito ay nakikita ng mga bata, nagkaroon sila ng interest at engage po sila. Mas malaki po ang nagiging retention ito sa memory ng mga bata. Lalong-lalo na po kung ito po ay nakaka-connect sa real life nila, mas matindi po ang impact nito sa learning ng ating mga estudyante. So it seems that good models are really powerful. Yan po yung according kay James Clear. So how do I know that the students are doing the work and to what degree they are succeeding? Based po ito sa aking lang experience, may mga bata po tayo na hindi po sila ang gumagawa ng kanilang task. Especially if they are in the remote plan. Madalas mga magulang ang sumasagot. Now, meron po kami ditong activity online wherein meron kaming reading of the high frequency words. First 100 words. So yung mga bata, after teaching them, wrote a reading of the high frequency words, in the afternoon, they will record themselves po using the CISO program. So maririnig mo doon na ang magulang ay nagdidictate sa bata kasi recording. So dito po, sinasabi ko lang po dito na kapag nasa online learning po tayo at meron tayong whether it's packet or whether it's something like na isasubmit ng mga bata, hindi po ito masasabi natin that this is authentic in a way na mismong sila ang sumagot. Kasi most of the time, mga magulang po ang sumasagot sa mga activities ng mga bata. I don't know kung sa atin dyan sa Pilipinas ay na-experience din yan. Kasi meron ako mga pamangkin sa Cavite, meron silang mga module, sabi ng pamangkin ko, ay tita, hindi ko naman kailangan ng mag-research pa. Bakit? Kasi po may sagot po sa likodan ng module. So, aware po yung mga bata na may answer key sa likod. So, kopya na lang ng kopya. Yung po yung mga type of assessment na yung mga bata lalong nagiging tamad. Okay, so sa amin naman dito, since na online naman, spoon feeding naman ang mga magulang, no, tinuturuan yung mga bata. Maririnig mo. So ngayon na nakita namin sila, nag-hybrid kami, nakakasama namin sila sa classroom, malalaman mo na hindi talaga sila yung nag-work during the online testing and assessment dahil ang naggagawa o sumasagot po nun ay ang kanilang mga magulang. So, hopefully, maging maayos na rin ang sitwasyon sa Philippines para mag-back to normal na kayo at napakahirap mag-assess ng bata. Pinag-uusapan din dito ang retention and promotion. So, lahat po ay mapopromote. Okay, so there are types of online learning assessment. Tatlo po ito. Ito po yung sa teach like a champion team. Ito po isa sa mga inaaral po, nakasali po ako rito sa 3 types of assessment loops. The number 1 is yung implicit assessment. The second one is real-time assessment. And the third one is lagging assessment. So how to become a champion as a teacher? Okay, sa implicit assessment po, number 1, students are checking their own work against a model. So may sample template or may sample activity ang teacher. So from there, nagiging model po nila yon to check their own work. Second po, allow students to complete a short assignment. Kapag implicit, very short, hindi po pwedeng long-term assignment po. Share an exemplar work. So dahil ito po ay short-term assignment or short-term work, automatically they can share at the teacher can share or choose the best work and present it to the class. But we have to be very careful minsan po sa pag sinabing exemplar work. How do we know that this one has an exemplified, task or accomplishment than the other child? Kung paano mo ito ipapresent sa mga bata. This is the work of so and so at ito po yung kanya. So dapat pag pinresent din po yung exemplar work, I make sure na nasa okay po yung mga positive words po natin and affirmation po sa ating mga bata. And then next is the highlighting of the common errors. Part po ito ng implicit assessment. Nagbibigay po tayo minsan ng activities wherein makikita po natin kung talagang alam ng bata yung content o yung teksto. Kasi pag nagbigay ka ng example doon at may mali at hindi nila na-identify or na-pinpoint ang mali, so that means na wala pong mastery yung bata sa tinuro natin. So we have to reteach and redo and re-evaluate again. So, simple activity lang po yan. Then, explain how students arrive at the correct answer. Build good habits around revision into the culture of your class. Ngayon po, yung mga bata na sila na po ang nagko-correct ng kanilang mga assessment since na may mga model na, so they can easily correct, revise yung kanila pong mga ginagawang output. And peer revision and feedbacking po ay malaking tulong dito sa implicit assessment. Number 7, it can improve self-awareness and ownership. Siyempre kapag ikaw po ang nagtrabaho niyan, proud ka. So you have to own your own work and aware ka kung meron kang mistakes. And of course, yung acceptance po na kapag may pagkakamali tayo, kailangan tanggapin natin. Okay? Kapag kinorek tayo, ito yung tinatawag ng mga constructive, criticisms and feedbacking, constructive critiquing. So, magiging aware tayo so hindi tayo masyadong masasaktan kasi alam natin na meron tayong dapat na i-improve. And number 8 is, it is often paper and pencil activities. Ito po yung mga context of implicit assessment. Okay? Yung susunod po ay ang real-time assessment. Okay, yung real-time assessment naman po, ito is specifically in a synchronous lesson. And then it's checking of students' understanding in that particular moment kasi real-time siya. So gathering of data immediately on what students are and aren't struggling with. So makikita kagad natin yan. It can help ensure attention, engagement, and follow-through. Teachers are able to watch students working and support them in their responses, recognizing misconceptions immediately. Kasi nga nasa real time kayo. So, maa-address nyo kaagad lahat ng dapat i-address kung may mga maling opinion or may maling opinion, may maling sagot ang bata, paano natin i-correct ito. At engage sila, the real time ito. And then it slows down the pacing of the lesson, lalo na kung naka-online. Imbis na, di ba pag tayo po ay nagtuturo sa traditional way, sunod-sunod na yan. Procedure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so presentation of the lesson. Pero kapag nasa online po tayo, medyo mabagal po ang pacing ng lesson kasi napakaraming obstructions po and distractions. Isa na rito ay ang tinatawag na mga technological issues. Okay? Or minsan, may mga disruptions sa side ng estudyante. So we're talking about real-time assessment dealing with students in the online learning. Okay. Number 3 po is lagging assessment. Okay. Ma'am Rodriguez, baka po may magtatanong kasi hindi ko po nakikita yung screen ko na kasama po ang mga teachers. Just pwede po sigurong i-chat lang. Okay, so number 3.
Yes, Ma'am Lisa. Okay, bahala na. But before you continue, Ma'am Lisa, let me recognize the presence of our division supervisor in MAPE. Of course, none other than Sir Glenn Dukta. Sir Glenn Dukta, good morning po.
Yes, Mom. Good morning, and thank you for accepting my presence this morning. Thank you so much. Wow.
Actually, we are really, what do you call this? We really feel elated because you are here to witness our third day of in-service training, even though I didn't send any link on your part, but
Yes.
very much, okay, for coming. And at the same time, also, I would like to introduce to you our speaker for the day. Actually, she is now in New Mexico, United States of America.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let her finish her talk. Very nice. Very interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Ma'am Lisa, okay, thank you.
Okay, good morning, sir, and nice to see you and hear your voice joining us with this.
Yes. Nice meeting you too, Mom.
Okay, nice meeting you, sir. Okay, so let me continue. The third one type of assessment is the lagging assessment. Okay, what are the things that we need to see or the indicators for lagging assessment? Students are asked to complete and submit work that teachers will later evaluate. Kaya lagging siya. So, pagagawaan nyo lang po yung work at magsiset ng time si teacher for her to check the submitted works of the students. Second, both applicable for synchronous and asynchronous lessons. And third, it allows teachers to check for understanding during more substantive assignments. Kasi nga po, you have ample time to concentrate and screen and scan the work of your students. So, mas magiging maganda yung iyong analysis and interpretation sa work ng mga bata. And then number 4, students receive feedback and teachers see where students are in their thinking. And number 5, it is a thorough form of checking. Kaya sabi ko, you need to scan it really because you have ample time to check it. So, kung ample time ang checking time for the teachers, make sure na ayos po yung ating checking of it, ng ating mga output ng students, and you have to put feedback. Kasi po, importante sa bata yung feedback for them to develop or improve what needs to be improved sa kanila pong mga ginagawa. Especially if we're talking about assessment. So, ito po yung lagging of assessment natin. So, first, again, it's implicit. Short one, real time, the actual one wherein you can give feedback and the kids are engaged. And then the lagging assessment, it's more of a long-term assessment and long-term checking or more time for checking for the teachers. And we are expecting that the teachers will give a positive and constructive feedback sa atin pong assessment work ng mga students. Okay, what are the different assessment strategies in remote learning? So we've learned about the types of assessment, nag-review tayo. Ano yung 3 types of assessment online? We have the implicit, and then the lagging, and then the real time. And then this time, what are the different strategies in remote learning? Ito yung importante sa ating mga teachers. As you can see on my slide, I have the 3 2-in-1. We've done the thumb and the hand signal, or the finger signal, or the hand signals, any kind of signals. And then we have here the domino. We're using the domino. We state the questions, get a strategy or a plan, model it, worst answer, justify the correct answer, and solve a different way. So ito pong mga sample strategies na to ay ginagamit natin in the different learning areas. So depende po. Most of the time, meron tayo for English, mas marami sa English, and then meron po tayo sa math. So let's proceed for the first one. We call this as signal it. So yung signal it, ginawa na natin kanina sa opening pa lang. Okay, with our quick check game. So when we say signal it, using hand signals to indicate their degree of confidence in their understanding of the concepts, their principles, or process. So you can make other meanings or definition for your thumb. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng thumbs up? Marami po yan. Depende po sa subject. So we can create. I know teachers are really creative to think of ways kung ano po yung pwede nating i-add on sa mga hand signals natin. Especially in online learning. Second one is the reaction emojis. Okay, alam kong marami po sa ating expert dito. You have to post designated emojis to signal their levels of understanding. As you can see, as one of my examples in here, kinakat po kasi namin yan. Number 1 means I need a lot of help. Number 2, I almost got it. Number 3, I got it. And number 4, I can teach this lesson. So yung bata magti-teach ng lesson sa kapwa niya estudyante. Okay, ginagamit po namin itong number 4, I can teach this lesson, especially yung mga bata na wala po sa aming classes online dahil nag-out of town or nawalan sila ng connection ng internet or nagkaroon ng problem. So yung estudyante po namin, I'm giving them reward every week kung siya po yung magre-record. Kasi hindi po pwede ang bawat bata sa amin ay magre-record lahat. Depende po kung may permission ng magulang. So may batang magre-record ng kanilang learning, tapos po yun na ipe-present sa estudyante para magkaroon siya ng recall, okay? Magkaroon siya ng learning kung ano yung na-miss out niya, okay? Kung ano yung na-miss out niya na lesson for that day. So nire-record po yun ng estudyante at pinopost po yun sa SISO, sa program po ng aming school. So i-click lang po yun ng bata kasi ipo-forward po yun. For example, Liza, absent po ako ng 2 days. Meron ako, bawa si Gavin po, ay nag-record ng learning niya for that day. So, ipo-forward niya po yun, i-attach niya yon kay Liza sa kanyang SISO account. So, by clicking that video, malalaman ngayon from peer to peer, ano ba yung natutunan ng bata. So, yung teacher naman, makikita niya rin po yung pre-recorded na video ng bata na yon na i-attach doon sa estudyante na umabsent. So that's why meron po tayong number 4 dyan that I can teach this lesson. Meaning to say, yung kanyang confidence po sa kanyang natutunan sa tinuro ni teacher ay sure na sure siya. Kaya sabi niya, kaya kong ituro yan. I can teach this lesson to my classmates. So by the use of emojis. What else? Ito po yung isa pa, assess your learning. Sa mga emojis din po ito, using emojis. Okay? I understand and I can teach someone else. That's 4. Yun po yung face. So happy. I understand and I can do this by myself. I am beginning to understand this with help. And I don't understand yet. So may mga numbers and may mga pictures. And we have here an example of a weekly self-evaluation. So andyan po yung mga indicators. I completed all my tasks to the best of my ability. I put in my best effort all the week. I understood all tasks for the week. Something I am proud of is, so isusulat po nila doon. Ano ba yung na-accomplish nila? I was able to, write down in my journal, description of, okay? And then something I need to work on is, ano yung kanyang weakness? So ilalagay niya doon, I need help in subtraction of 2-digit numbers, or something I need my teachers to help me with is. So ilalagay niya doon. So yan po yung weekly self-evaluation. Kailan po natin i-address itong mga ito? So by Monday, kung ito po ay Friday, by Monday po, pagpasok ng bata, meron tayong tinatawag na morning bell. So yung sa morning bell at morning work, dyan po natin ina-address yung mga needs ng mga bata after the weekly self-evaluation. Okay? Second one, assessment or strategies for online assessment is Choose It. This one is to present students with a few binary choices statements or questions containing an understanding or common misconception and have them select a response. Is it a true or false? Agree, disagree? And share it via whiteboard. Cellphone application, siyempre sa atin hindi lahat may cellphone application or hand signals using thumbs up or thumbs down. This efficient technique is particularly effective to use in checking students' prior knowledge. Ito po yung ginawa ko kanina sa what is formative and summative assessment, or potential misconceptions before beginning new instructions. Sometimes po may mga misleading word tayo na kailangan ibibigay natin sa bata, yung kagaya kanina. Ano yung word that will say na ito ay formative or ito ay summative. Ito ay summative because makikita mo doon throughout the course. So, may mga ganyan po tayong technique na binibigay sa ating mga estudyante. So, here are a couple of choosing formats with examples. Yung true or false natin, when dropped from the same height, a bowling ball will land before a marble. Tapos yung agree or disagree. Is this an alliteration? Agree or disagree? So, meron po sa virtual, yun po ay ginagamit na natin during our traditional teaching. Sa virtual naman po, with the Choose It, meron po tayong survey, meron po tayong polls. I'm not sure po kung sa Google Meet may mga polls po tayo rito. Kasi sa Zoom po, nakakapag-polls kami. Halimbawa, meron akong ilalagay na question. Magkiklik lang sa button yung mga estudyante. So, makukuha ko na kung ilan ang nag-5, ilan ang nag-4. Hindi lang ako sure sa Google Meet. Kung expert po kayo sa Google Meet, hindi ko alam kung pwede kayong gumamit ng survey or poll na makukuha nyo kaagad yung percentage. Meron po bang makakapag-share? Meron po ba nun sa Google Meet? Or wala? Na-practice niyo po ba yon yung mag-conduct ng survey or poll using Google Meet?
Hindi pa po, ma'am.
Diba? Kasi hindi ako sure kung meron dito, pero magagamit lang natin sa Google Meet ay yung paggamit natin ng ating Jamboard to conduct survey and polls. Tapos, yes, parang wala nga sa Google Meet. Pero sa Zoom, pwede mong ilagay yung poll or survey sa Zoom. Meron din po tayo sa Google Forms para mag-conduct ka ng survey. So, pero sa Google Meet, hindi ako sure yung automatic magkakaroon ng percentage. Okay, so let me continue. So, ito po yung mga virtual learning. Okay, polling tools. So, ito yung mga pwede nating i-access na pag gusto nating mag-conduct ng polls and surveys. So, yung Mentimeter, okay, Slido, Plickers, Answer Garden, Go Soapbox, Quizalize, and Poll Everywhere. Okay, meron pong mga libre at meron namang hindi libre. Depende po sa programs and apps na ginagamit po natin. So maganda po, ang polling po ay ginagamit in the beginning and at the end of the lesson. This can be the morning bell parang yung, ano ba sa atin dito, yung review. Sa Pilipinas kasi dito ay morning work or bell work, ang tawag po namin dyan. And then exit ticket po at the end. Number 3 is the picture it. So this is just a visual representation, graphic organizer. It can be a concept maps or a concept webs. So one good example is getting the topic sentence, English po ito, supporting sentence 1, supporting sentence 2, supporting sentence 3. Ang ginagawa po namin dito, we need to attach it in an application or a program. Tapos may mga measuring tools po doon. And we have to provide rubric kapag nagkakandak po tayo ng ganitong klase ng activity for the kids. So, ano po kaya ito? Is this a summative or a formative assessment? Okay, so, syempre, ito po ay formative, ano? Ngayon, ito pa po yung isang example natin, yung word problem for math as a graphic organizer po. So, nasa itaas, what is the question asking me to find out? Solve it. What strategy did I use? What operation will I use? Just color it. Ito po ay sa lower grades. Does my answer make sense? Why or why not? So, pwede rin po tayong gumamit dito sa fraction. Pwede rin po tayong gumamit dito sa multiplication. So, depende po sa topic or concept po na gusto natin gawin. Pero marami po kasi tayong klase ng graphic organizer. And again, i-attach lang po natin ito sa ating applications at sasagutan ng mga bata. Meron din po tayong story comparison chart. Kadalasan po ito ay ginagamit natin for fiction. Okay, we have to compare and contrast book 1 for fiction book and book 2 for non-fiction book. So, may mga ganyan po activities. Sa science, pwede rin. Okay? Problem solution boxes. Ito po yung ibang mga graphic organizers. Problem and solution sa science. And then we have, this one is for the number talks, yung nasa itaas, yung may mga, what you call this, the cubes. Okay? Yan po yung ginagamit namin yung hundreds, and then tens, and then ones. So, dinadrag po yan ng mga bata sa online activity. Dinadrag, tapos isasubmit po nila, may button doon na green. Isasubmit lang po nila, malalaman na namin kung ilan po yung nakakuha ng tamang sagot. And then, this one po, for social emotional learning, My Family Tree. Mga samples lang po. But in virtual learning, students can post their visuals on Google Slide. If you're using Google Slide, the Pinterest board, Nearpod, and Jamboard. Parang naka-attend ako one time, nakasilip ako ng training ng public school po sa atin. Gumagamit na kayo ng Nearpod and Jamboard. At saka yung Edmodo. Nakikita po yung ginagamit ninyo. So, scout nyo lang po yun. Tingnan po natin kung saan natin pwedeng gamitin itong mga online assessment na ito para mas maging engaging po sa mga students. Ayan yung Schoology, ito po ay libre po yan kung na-try na po ninyo. We're using Canvas dito po. We're using Seesaw and Google Classroom. Number 4 is troubleshoot it. One of the most efficient and effective checks for understanding. Common misconceptions and error are easily be identified. So, magbibigay ka ng example for math, and then hahanapin ng bata kung nasan yung error doon. Okay, so ayan po yung example for math. Error analysis template. Ginagamit naman po ito sa whiteboard. Ngayon po, hindi po kami whiteboard, Promethean board, or dyan po sa atin, smart board. Number 5, summarize it. You have to locate a new articles or blog post. This one for English, higher level po, 4, 5, and 6, intermediate. Summarize what they are learning. So, yan po yung mga examples po. Compose a tweet in 280 characters or less answering the question, what is the big idea that you have learned about blank? So you can record a 1-minute podcast or vodcast using an application on your smartphone. tablet to summarize the key concepts from one or more lessons. Prepare a weekly letter to your teacher or parents summarizing something that you now understand as a result of your learning during the past weeks. So parang nagjo-journaling po yan. Another activity po is yung SWBST. Okay? Ano po yung S? Kung gumagamit po tayo ng Jamboard, meron doon pong parang mga sticky notes. Dinadrag lang po ninyo yung sticky notes. I-attach ninyo sa itaas at doon nyo isusulat yung sagot ninyo. You can encode, you can use draw and lines para po maisulat ninyo doon yung sagot ninyo. Or meron kayong mga characters na pwedeng ilagay sa inyong sticky notes sa Jamboard. So yung S po dito stands for somebody. Ano po yung content ng somebody? Who is the main character? So, more or less, ito po ay sa English natin. Wanted for W, what did the character want? But for B, what was the problem? So, how did the character try to solve the problem? And then, how does the story end? So, yan po yung kanina yung topic sentence hinahanap natin, yung mga main ideas. Ito po ay sa English din. Okay? So you can make use of the SWBST using Jamboard for your assessment. Again, paano natin i-assess? Strategy ito, paano i-assess? You can create your rubric or there's a lot of rubric online na pwede po natin gamitin to really give a grade to our students. Number 6 is apply it. Understanding is revealed when students can transfer their learning to a new situation in the real world. So asking students to explain their analogies will give you further insights into their understanding. Meron po tayong tinatawag na mga prompt. Okay? Sa amin may mga sentence prompt kami na ginagamit sa mga bata. May mga language frames po kami for science. So example po ito. So a blank is like a blank because blank. So sinasagutan ng mga bata. But in virtual learning environments, students can post their analogies and metaphors in their chat box. Kagaya kanina, sumasagot po kayo sa chat box. Pwede po doon nila ilagay yon. That can be sent to all or sa host lang or sa teacher lang. And then sa Google Slide, they can do that also. Or sa Pinterest board. Actually, sa Jamboard pwede rin. And then, two good examples are exit ticket and feedback cycle. So, ito po yung sample ng exit ticket natin. Yung mga bata bago umuwi, nung kami po ay nasa traditional pa na teaching or nasa face-to-face kami, every day po yan, may exit ticket sila. And they're earning points with that exit ticket. Now, next time I need to, I could have, and today I learned. So, susulatan po nila yan. Yung mga bata po, minsan, dinodrawing lang nila. Minsan, teacher, how do I spell this word? So, may mga word bank ka rin po para mas madali nilang masulatan yung kanilang exit ticket. So, it's an everyday life of the students to have exit ticket. Dito po sa amin sa New Mexico. And then another sample of exit card is I don't get it. I get it. So ano yung hindi nila naintindihan, susulat nila, ano naman yung naintindihan nila. Okay? Number 7, teach it. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung number 4 na I can teach that. So teach it, ask students to teach a new concept or skills to someone else, a new student or a student who has just returned from absence or a younger child. In virtual learning, students can record a lesson using a laptop, a tablet, or a cell phone camera. Talagang functional po talaga ang ating cellphone ngayon. Napakaraming applications na pwede nating gamitin. At mas mabilis po, isesend lang nila, makikita na yung kanilang ni-record. Okay? So, ang mga bata po ngayon ay sanay na sanay sa technology. So, wala po tayong problema sa online. Pero, ang technique lang po dito or tip lang po natin is give guidelines. Yan po ang nagiging problema sa atin. Kapag hindi nabigyan ng guidelines po ang mga students how to use technology, hindi po nagiging maganda minsan ang paggamit ng technology ng mga bata. So there should be a guideline. Number 8, analogize it. A more sophisticated technique invites students to develop an analogy or a metaphor to illustrate a newly learned concept or skills. The effectiveness of their explanatory analogy or metaphor can give you an insight into their understanding. Ang feedback po ay hindi lang teacher to student, but peer feedbacking. So how can feedback be improved? Meron po tayong cycle. Ito po yung tinatawag na feedbacking cycle. So refining traditional feedback, plugging gaps in feedback, feedback-rich assignments. So ito po yung iba't ibang klase ng ways on how to improve feedbacking. Kasi maingat po dapat, lalo na if we're going to ask students to give feedback to another students. May mga bata po na hindi pa sila ready sa natumanggap ng critiquing, okay, or feedbacking. So we need to orient our students, and of course we need to train our students how to give feedback to his peers. Same as the teachers, di ba minsan nagbibigay lang tayo ng feedback, minsan hindi tayo conscious, ay naku, mali pala yun, sorry. So kailangan din i-practice din natin yung ating way on how to give feedbacks to our students. And I think this one is the last one, the gamified assessment. Ito po yung favorite ng mga students namin dito. Gaming assessment. It improves and increases students' engagement. Basta ituro mo lang sa kanila how to access it, which one are they going to click. Alam na nila, minsan sila pa yung mas magaling. As teacher, we need to move the cursor up, cursor down, to jump it. So it helps to boost critical and creative thinking skills. It requires formulating solutions to advance to the next levels. Kasi it's challenging. So first, easy lang yung mga activities or yung assessment. Second assessment, it's more on, sabihin natin na, it's, what's next to easy? It's the medial part of the test. Medyo kayang-kaya naman nila. Okay, it's good. And then the difficult one. So may mga levels din po ng difficulty ang mga online assessment, especially if it's a game. Strengthens memory retention when gameplay is repeated because it's a computer-generated activity. So kapag may na-miss ang estudyante or may error, magpo-provide ulit ng the same activity, the same content, pero depende po sa level of understanding ng bata. Kasi may differentiated din po ang mga gamified assessment. So it's differentiated kung ang bata ay hanggang dito lang ang level, yun lang muna yung ibibigay ng computer. So kapag nakita ng computer na kaya niya nang mag-move on to the next level, so medyo mas difficult na yung mga tasks na ibinibigay for the gamified assessment. At sa gamified assessment, so hindi na mag-worry ang teacher to grade kasi may lumalabas na percentage diyan. And then, last one is provides opportunities to cooperate and communicate clearly with others. So kasi may mga bata, one laptop, minsan dalawang students. Dito po, 1:1 ang Chromebook. We're using Chromebook for our students. So students love playing Kahoot. Try nyo po yan, yung Kahoot. I know it's free. Quizzes, Quizlet Live, Game Kit, and the newest online trivia games, the Blue Kit. Okay, these free platforms allow teachers to create multiple choice questions that players answer on their own device. So teachers can also choose from the thousands of quizzes already shared on these sites. Kunin nyo lang po yung sites na yan. And yung Breakout Edu also has a collection of digital games, puzzles, ciphers, and that promotes critical thinking in online learning. Meron pa pong Flipitinet. Ayan, yung Flipitinet po ay mga gamified assessments po, meron siya. So, one good example is the bingo, the crowd purr. So, yung board, nakita niyo po yung choice boards, yung nasa una po medyo malabo. Choice board po yan, may corresponding points. At yung breakout edu. So just get the flippity.net, makikita niyo po yung iba't ibang gamified assessments dyan. Okay, so far, meron po bang tanong or wala before I am going to play this video? So far, okay. Proceed tayo.
7 strategies for using formative assessments in online learning. It is a common worry for instructors to know if their students are learning online. Let's take a look at some strategies for using formative assessments to gauge student understanding online. Strategy 1. Do a background knowledge probe. A knowledge probe activates the background knowledge a student may already have about the topic. You can do this before the start of a lesson by sharing a quiz of 2 to 3 open-ended or multiple-choice questions. Strategy 2. Do a misconception check. Like a background knowledge probe, you can assess for and address the misconceptions students typically have about a concept. For example, you can present students with common and predictable misconceptions about a topic and ask them whether they agree or disagree and have them explain why. Strategy 3. Use the discussion forums. Online courses allow for more detailed assessment of discussion. You can track learning progress by having your students engage in a weekly discussion with each other via the discussion forums. Strategy 4. Use the muddiest point paper. This assessment is a good strategy to see where students are facing difficulties. For example, if you assign students a reading for the week, you can have them turn in a brief reflection on the confusing concepts in the reading that was unclear to them. Strategy 5. Give practice quizzes. These quizzes encourage reflection and fosters deliberate practice. It is non-graded and can be given to students to assess their knowledge of the material. Strategy 6. Embed quizzes in videos. Question prompts help students with comprehension and retention of material. You can use tools like Edpuzzle, an interactive video assessment tool, to create question prompts and quizzes within the video. Strategy 7. Use polls. Student polling and voting is one way of eliciting feedback and engaging your students online. You can use polls at the beginning of your course to check student preferences for your office hours, or you could do a quick poll at the end of each course topic to go over student understanding before moving on to the next topic. There are free limited use polling tools to use, like Poll Everywhere and Easy Polls.
Okay, so nakita niyo po yung mga sites wherein you can get the free applications for poll and surveys. So, nandiyan po yun sa ating presentation. I still have another video.
Emojis, online polls, virtual exit tickets, photos, and videos have become the new mainstays of formative assessment. They help ensure students grasp key concepts and stay on track with their learning. Pause your virtual lesson periodically for quick check-in. Have students assess their understanding of a topic on a 1 to 5 scale, or give you a thumbs up, thumbs down emoji, or happy or sad face in a chat box to determine if they're ready to move on. Not all students process information at the same speed or like to share publicly during class. Create an online journal for each student using a virtual platform like Google Docs or Blackboard. After class, drop in reflection questions that probe their thinking and measure how well they've retained what you taught. To help students remember important ideas, have them summarize what they know about a topic in only 1 to 2 minutes, using a chat box, a virtual message board like Padlet, or by composing a 280-character tweet. To unleash their creativity, ask students to share what they know, using poetry, songs, drawings, or drama. Students can record themselves performing or photograph their work to share virtually. Assess students' progress and build relationships by assigning each student a virtual buddy for a week or pair off students at random. Place pairs in breakout rooms and have them evaluate each other's work with a feedback rubric. Or ask students to record themselves teaching each other a concept and then upload the file for you to review. You don't have to reinvent the wheel though. Many traditional formative assessments work well in tandem with virtual tools. Keep your list of tools short, and don't forget that sometimes a simple face-to-face conversation is still the best option.
Okay. So, 2 videos na ginagamit natin for our assessment. Okay, so meron po tayong exit ticket that we're going to use for today. But before that, I want to walk you through dito po sa aming mga ginagamit dito sa US. Okay? Because exit ticket yan po ang ating last activity. You can do this exit ticket in the breakout rooms if you're using Zoom. So, i-assign nyo na yung mga students. Of course, pag nag-assign ka ng students, make sure na meron doong speaker of the group. Okay? At may timer of the group or sa Jamboard. So, ito po yung isang ginagawa namin dito wherein nagkakandak po kami ng online assessment. Kaya ito po yung ating, nakikita niyo po ba Ma'am Rodriguez?
Ngayon wala. Ayan, meron na.
Meron na po?
Presenting to everyone.
Okay.
Ayan, nadagal lang. Ayan, mathematics.
Okay, so ito po yung Mobi Math Central. Ito po ay ginagamit namin sa mga students ng mula kinder hanggang 5th grade. So kapag nag-a-assign po kami ng test, okay, so ito pong quick checker. Kapag gusto mo naman differentiated learning, pipili ka lang po dyan sa mathematics, sa fact fluency, numbers. Okay, so madalas po kami sa quick checker kasi we would like to see what are the needs of our students based sa standards po kasi naka-focus kami sa standards dito. So what are the missing standards? Yun lang po ang ina-address namin. So for example, i-click po natin itong quick placement test. Okay, ito po yung list ng aming pong mga students. Ito po yung students ko sa ngayon. Okay, as you can see sa math po, itong isang estudyante ko, ang kanyang grade level for mathematics ay nasa level na ng grade 3. So she was able to answer questions and activities na nasa grade 3 na po. So nakikita niyo po yung kanyang grade results. Tapos ito po yung kanyang focus which is 92% in just 7 minutes. Yun po, nakuha niya yung 9 gained, okay, na standards, 0 loss. Ibig sabihin, nakuha niya po lahat. So, wala siyang missing. So, itong isa, as you can see, nasa grade 4 level na po yung kanyang math concepts or yung math performance level niya. Yung isa naman ay nasa grade 2, nasa 3, 3, and 3. So, meron din po tayong nasa 1.2. Ito po yung bago kong estudyante lang na pumasok ngayong March. So, ang kanyang level sa mathematics ay nasa 1.2. So, sa mga online assessment, kapag gumamit ka po ng online assessment, ay makukuha mo kaagad yung resulta o kung saan yung mga skills na dapat mong ituro sa mga bata. Let's see po nitong, magbubukas lang ako ng isa, itong 3.4. So as you can see po yung overall test scores niya, ito po as of March 10. So ang kanyang overall level po ay nasa grade 3, 3 and 4 months. So ang kinder level niya of standards ay 100% na. So ano yung mga standards ng kinder? So ayan po lahat. Meron tayo sa algebraic thinking, sa number-based 10, measurement, geometry. So lahat po yan, ibig sabihin, na-achieve niya lahat po. Nagkaroon na siya ng mastery, kaya 100%. Wala siyang missing standards. Okay? So, sa first grade, ano naman natin sa first grade? Tayo sa... Okay. So ito rin po yung ginagamit namin to give feedback po sa ating mga magulang kung may mga meetings kami. Okay. So yan po yung sa math. As you can see, meron din kaming 0.2 grade level. Okay? Ito yung matagal na hindi nakapag-online. So, ang kanyang level sa mathematics ay 0.2. So, wala pa siya sa level ng grade 1. Ito po ay nasa kinder pa lang kung i-assess po natin. Gagaling po ba ng estudyante sa math, ano? Okay, so i-assign lang po yun. Ito po ay isang... Okay, I wish na... Hindi ko alam kung paano ko po ito send. Ito po may mga links dito na you can get it free. Kagaya po nitong Fun for the Brain. Ito po ay online quick quiz. So, pwedeng gamitin ng ating mga estudyante and it's applicable po sa Google Classroom. So, just start click, enter the name, pwede na po silang magsagot dito. So, marami po yung choices. May subtraction and addition. So, ito po yung for addition, ito po yung for subtraction, meron din pong multiplication and division. So, this is an online activity. Okay. Libre po ito, ma'am. Baka gusto niyo lang po. Tsaka may mga self-grading time quiz dito po na pwedeng gamitin ng mga teachers. So, may student takes quizzes, may automatic grading. So, meron din po sa preschool. May reading. Hindi ko alam kung may social studies sila rito. Okay, it's more on math and reading po ito. Okay. So these are just some of the examples of an online gamified assessment na automatically hindi na po kayong mag-grade. Computer na po ang mag-generate ng grades. Pero sabi nga, lahat ba ng assessment ay dapat graded? May mga assessment that hindi kailangan ng grade. Okay? Just to see where our students are. So, I think if you don't have any question or inquiry, we will have our exit ticket now. Okay? So, right after knowing all the strategies, okay, assessment strategies for remote teaching or remote learning, ano po yung i-work on ninyo? Okay? What I work on today after knowing some of the strategies, assessment strategies in remote learning. What I needed help with today's learning, kailangan ko pa bang mag-research o mag-create ng sarili ko or just look for applications or any resources na available na sa ating Department of Education. Alam kong napakagaling ng technology natin dyan. At what I learned today. So, ito po yung mga sample exit tickets natin that you can give to our students as well. So, ito po yung mga mabilisang checking of students' understanding on a daily basis. Now, how do we address the following day po? During your morning meeting and during your bell work, i-address po ninyo yung mga weaknesses ng students right after writing down their exit ticket answers. Okay, so I think that's it. Let me just see. Okay, the checklist for remote assessment, you have to remember that are you giving it in a synchronous or asynchronous environment? Are you checking for understanding? or checking the knowledge? Can students reflect on the process or not? Do students have an opportunity to explain their thinking or not? So, importante po yon na lagi nating pinagre-reflect yung ating mga estudyante. Hindi po yung tayo po yung nagbibigay sa kanila ng ito ang dapat, ito ang tama. So, let them think. Okay? And let them reflect para mas maging functional po yung kanilang mind at maging yung ownership na sinasabi. Magkakaroon sila ng ownership kasi sila mismo ang nag-create or nag-isip, nag-reflect kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. So with that, I'd like to thank you for, your patience in listening sa aking pong sharing for today sa inyong third day of in-service training. So, Dr. Rodriguez, I think this is the only assessment strategies that I can share to everybody.
Okay. First and foremost, Ma'am Liza, thank you very much for sharing your expertise regarding this topic. I know you are very much advanced when it comes to this because as we all know, it's in the United States of America. And we are really very positive that you will be having your face-to-face come March 29. So it's really positive on the part of the USA, wherein it used to be, wherein it is the highest when it comes to COVID-19 cases, but still you were able to manage. Now you will be having the face-to-face. Unlike here in the Philippines, I didn't know when will this COVID-19 will continue to affect us. We are supposed to have our, the modified, our hybrid, or what we call the modified blended learning, but because of the continuous increase, again, it seems that we will be back again with the modular distance learning. Now, but before that, maybe I can also have this time to give to our supervisor in MAPE so that he could also give his insights or whatever, impression that he has for this in-service training. Sir Glenn, please do the honor. Sir Glenn, naka-off ang microphone mo, Sir Glenn. Naka-off pa rin ang mic, Sir Glenn. Kasi siguro pa-assist ka na lang. Off pa rin. Yeah. Ma'am Liza, maraming salamat ha. Ang galing-galing mo talaga. Hindi ako nagkakamali ng pag-i-invite sa ito. So talagang timely ang discussion mo.
Thank you po. Baka po merong mga teachers na may gustong itanungin.
Yes.
Some
Okay.
strategies.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Lisa. I'd like to say thank you again, especially to our speaker and the teacher of Ma'am Dr. Rodriguez. They're very blessed because they learned many things from you because of your expertise there, and you fully dissected all the from big details to small details, which the ODL can be adapted in our division right now. They learn many things from you, ma'am. Even me, I was so impressed. So I'd like to say thank you. What is very interesting there is that you share your expertise to us as a co-Filipino, though you are there from New Mexico, all the way from Mexico. You share your knowledge, your idea, the way of teaching there. So we're very blessed, and I am very much elated with that. And of course, I'd like to say thank you to our principal, Dr. Rodriguez, for her initiative to invite you as one of her speaker. Ma'am, thank you so much. And I'd like also to thank the teacher. I know that some of you are thinking that, oh, dapat nasa bahay kami because this time we're experiencing the outbreak of the different variants of this COVID-19. But then again, we're still having our in-service training. You know, teacher, our department, the Department of Education, they're always ready for us to prepare our teachers. You know, as a good soldier, our department wants us to be filled in the knowledge of education be ready and facing the challenge of this new norm. We want us equipped with knowledge. That's why we keep on learning. We keep on searching a new techniques and knowledge for us to use to deliver fully the instruction to our learners. Don't worry. Although alam natin na some of us thinking about this COVID-19 na marami sa ating affected because napakarampal talaga ng pagdami ng ating ng COVID-19 sa ating bansa. But then again, sabi ko nga, all of us experiencing academic is not only the student, even our teacher, but still we're here. We're ready to learn because this is our professional development. And of course, the very purpose of the department is to prepare always our teacher in embracing this new challenge of COVID-19. Before I end, I just want to share you a very short story that really helped us remind why we're doing this in service training. One day, a father and a daughter attended a revival seminar in their congregation. Right after the seminar, when they go home, they were about to leave, and it so happened it's a rainfall. So the father said, "Come on, baby, let's in a hurry. Just get on the car, and we're gonna leave now. You drive the car." The father said, "But father, this is my second week of driving. I am not good in driving a car because I am just new." "No, just drive the car." Okay, so the of course the daughter followed the instruction of her father, and while they're driving, the rain become worse, and the daughter said, "Dad, can we pull over?" And the father said, "No, just keep driving, keep going." But okay, of course the daughter followed the instruction of her father, and while they're driving, here comes now the storm, as if that is a storm. So I fall over now? But the father said, "Just continue driving." And suddenly, it appears that some of the cars fall over also. And look, father, look at the car; they fall over already. The 10-wheeler trucks fall over already. Why don't we fall over? Said the daughter. And the father said, "Just keep driving, keep going." And finally, na-survive nila yung storm. And the father said, "Okay, you may now fall over." And the daughter said, "Dad, I know why you want me to fall over, because you want me to thank God, right?" "Oh, yes, but not only that. Get off from the car. Look back. What did you notice?" "Oh, it's still a storm right there," the daughter said. Those cars that fall over, what did you notice? They were stuck on the at the middle of the storm. You see, even us, we are stuck at the middle of this COVID-19. Teachers, keep learning, keep searching new ideas. Don't be stuck. Despite of this challenge of pandemic, we have to do something. The same case with the story. With the story, if we if we're not going to move, if we're not going to do something, we will be stuck at the middle of storm. So at the end of the storm, of course, there's a sun. There's a sun that there's a hope that waits for us, for our teachers, for the future of our students. So don't be stuck at the middle of storm. Don't be stuck at the middle of this pandemic. Keep going. Thank you, and a pleasant morning to everyone. I hope you will learn from a very short story. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much also, Sir Glenn Duca. Very well said regarding what you have told us this story. So we should not be stopping at the middle of this pandemic. We have to do something. That's why God created us in accordance with His what do you call this? In accordance to Him, because we have this what do you call this? The man that we have to think of things for us to be able to survive in whatever what do you call this, challenges that we have in life. Okay, so thank you very much, Sir Glenn.
Thank you also, Mom.
Yes, okay. And also, Ma'am Lisa, I know that there are some teachers who like to ask questions about the discussion that you made, but of course, it is very well said. But still, I know that there are some who are really very curious when it comes to this, especially the one that you are doing there in the US of A. Okay, so Ma'am Dine, please do the honor.
Yes, teacher. Baka may mga questions po kayo na gustong tanungin kay Ma'am Liza Yap or anything na you want to clarify. Just raise your hand and then acknowledge ko na lang po kung sino po yung gusto pong magtanong for Ma'am Liza po. So, teachers.
If you want to ask something, what's going on in here? How do we use our formative assessment? Or what are the challenges of providing online assessment to our students? So there are so many things that we need to face and embrace in times of pandemic. So last week our superintendent think of something else that will enliven the energy of the teachers, kasi our teachers are really, the plate of our teachers are really full of so many trainings, so many meetings, so many tasks to do. But there are some ways wherein our admin and the bosses here in the district provide something else that will motivate intrinsically the teachers. So may mga binibigay silang help for the teachers. Nagpo-provide sila ng mga needs. I know yung mga microphones, cameras, laptops. So sa atin, I can see that especially in Paranaque, nakita ko yung mga distributions ng Chromebooks for the students, laptops for the teachers. Wala nang halos pinagkaiba dito sa US. Siguro yung mga applications lang, kasi yung applications ay medyo mahal minsan, yung mga programs. Pero I know that our technical people in the Department of Education, alam ko meron tayong unit dyan na experts sa technology. They are very creative enough na gumawa ng mga resources for our teachers. Kasi medyo talagang full na yung plates natin. I know and I can feel all the teachers, and I can also feel the side of the admin of thinking of ways wherein mamimit nila yung needs ng teachers and at the same time address din yung needs of the students. So to be an admin and to be a teacher, really it's too hard. Now the parents realize right now that it's really hard to be a teacher. Na-realize nila, and the appreciation of the parents to the teachers, really, they're really thankful and grateful for all the teachers kasi nakita nila na silang nagtuturo pag Thursday and Friday, sa kanilang mga anak, hirap na hirap po sila, especially the higher levels. So may mga advantages and disadvantages of having this kind of pandemics, but sabi nga natin, we have to keep on moving. Sabi ni Sir Glenn Dukta, no? We have to keep on moving. We are all in this together. And we should never give up, to, go directly to the goals of the Department of Education to provide quality and engaging, learning to our students. So, yung mga strategies po na yan, you can make use of those strategies, and which one will fit into your students. So nasabi nga natin, there's no one size fits all. So it's up to you. You are the driver, you are the pilot of your class. So ganun din po kami dito. Hinahayaan po kami, which one would you like to do? You have to have 6 students for your remote. You want this kind of schedule. So may kanya-kanya po kaming schedule. We're free to do that kasi yun na lang yung reward po sa amin. So we have our own phasing. Kung anong gusto mong unahin, but they are providing some specials. When we say specials in here, yung arts, PE, computer, library. Ang recess po rito, hindi po pagkain. Ang recess po rito ay playtime. So may indoor recess and may outdoor recess po kami for the students with social distancing. Could you imagine yung socialization time po ng mga students ay na-hold on dahil doon sa social distancing, 6 feet each student. Okay, so may klase po ako. Yung group A ko, I have 7 kids, and yung group B ko, I have 6. May full remote din po ako ng 7. So ganun lang po kakonti yung students ko. So we're lucky and fortunate to have, fewer students. So the ratio is great. Not unlike in the Philippines, 41, 50, 60. So I can see the struggles of all our teachers, no? Napifeel ko yung hirap nila. Okay. So is there anything else that I can share?
Yes, Ma'am Liza. Nakita ko po dito sa ating
Chat box.
dito po sa ating teachers na nag-raise hand po, si Ma'am Rosana Balba. Anything to clarify, Ma'am Rose? Or you want to ask something po, Ma'am Rosana Balba?
Okay, so may I butt in? So while we are waiting for Ma'am Rosana Balba for her question, may I remind that may we present the certificate of recognition to Ma'am Liza Yap as our speaker for today. And at the same time, also after the certificate, it will be a group picture taking for us also. It will be a souvenir that, again, Ma'am Liza is one of our speakers. And at the same time, also, we were visited by our EPS in MAPE, Sir Glenn Dukta. So,
Thank you.
So please, ma'am, do the honor of presenting the certificate of recognition.
Okay po. Once again, Ma'am Liza, thank you so much for your sharing your knowledge and expertise. Anything you have discussed, share to us. We're really time of pandemic.
You read the text?
Teacher Faith. Siguro po while waiting po sa presentation po ni Teacher Faith to give the certificate to Ma'am Liza, let us acknowledge first Ma'am Flora Bagayan. She's here, kasama po natin siya ngayon. Good morning, Ma'am Flora.
Yes, Ma'am Flora Pagayan, again, good morning. Thank you for visiting. Now it's your second day with us, and I hope you enjoy what we had this morning, Ma'am Flora Pagayan. Are you there? Okay, ma'am. Ma'am Dine.
Okay po. Let me read the contents of this certificate. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, National Capital Region, Schools, Division of Paranaque City, District 2, Santo Niño Elementary School. This certificate of recognition is awarded to Liza for sharing her knowledge and expertise as resource speaker with her topic assessment strategies in remote learning during the conduct of Inservice training seminar held on March 15 to 19, 2021 at Santo Niño Elementary School via Google Meet. Given this 19th day of March 2021 at Santo Niño Elementary School, Paranaque City. Signed, Teresita S. Rodriguez, Principal 3. Congrats, ma'am, and thank you po.
Thank you.
Congratulations po, ma'am, and thank you.
Thank you so much po. Ito po
Congratulations.
thank you, Sir Glenn. Ito po yung treasure na hindi nababayaran. Okay? Papel ito, pero ang meaning po nito sa buhay ng isang guro ay napakalaki. So,
Okay, maraming salamat,
Thank you.
ma'am. We would like to commend you to SDO Paranaque. Ma'am, Dr. Rodriguez, why initiate? Bakit hindi ka mag-initiate to recommend Ma'am Liza? She's a very nice speaker.
thank you.
Very meaty yung kanyang topic. That's why nakinig talaga ako. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your expertise.
You're welcome, sir. You know what, sir? I'm proud to be. I used to be a public school teacher also.
Oh, really? Okay.
Teacher
Oh.
ni Ma'am Rodriguez. So we work teacher also in Santo Niño Elementary School. Kaya
That's why. Oh, it's payback time.
yes, sir. And alumni po ako ng Santo Niño Elementary School, batch 91 po yata ako dyan. So,
talaga yung mga cream of the crop na lumilitaw ngayon, ano? Okay, ma'am. Congratulations, ma'am. Thank
thank
you.
you so much.
Okay, papabatin lang ulit mga kapatid. Ano po? So, after our picture taking, may isa kasi question pa akong nakita rito. So, siguro napaka-importante nito. Parang something like motivational tips to seasoned teachers as what mentioned by Ma'am Cecil Bautista. I think it will be coming from our two guests for this morning, Ma'am Liza Yap and Sir Glenn Gupta. Okay, so picture muna tayo, baka magkalimutan din after answering the question, okay? Ma'am Dan, don't forget to remind us, ha, kasi medyo limot-limot na rin kami paano, okay? So, who will be doing the picture taking?
Teacher Jonah.
Okay, ready po. Smile. Pa-open na lang po yung mga cam. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, wait po. One more. Okay, one more po. Smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you po.
Okay, suggestion pa Ma'am Jonara, siguro mas maganda rin picture taking together with the certificate ni Ma'am Liza para at least makita. Kasi kahapon may nakita akong ganon na picture natin and then sa tabi nun yung certificate ng ating speaker. Okay, as we're waiting for that, siguro pakibasa lang din yung question ni Ma'am Cecil para at least nandito pa si Sir Glenn at saka si Ma'am Liza kung masagot nila. Okay?
Okay po, ma'am. From Ma'am Cecil Bautista, any motivational words or tips for seasoned teachers to face the struggles or challenges of the new normal?
Wow. Okay, Ma'am Liza. Kayo muna, Ma'am Liza.
Okay. I considered myself as one of the seasoned teachers. Okay, although ako po ay nasa 25 years of teaching and up, both public and private schools. And ako po ay nasa 50s na rin. So, dumating po sa point na ako ay nagkakaroon ng demotivation when it comes to teaching. Why? Because of my, age. Second is I am in a different environment. And third, of course, yung different strategies or different tools na mga bago na nating ginagamit for our students. And ang motivation ko na lang dito as old, seasoned, chronologically aging teacher, ang motivation ko na lang po rito is, of course, I'm thinking about the kids na nagdaan po sa aking mga kamay. Na makikita mo na, sila po ay doktor na, sila po ay nasa magandang profession na. Pero sinasabi nga natin, paano ka move on with this kind of pandemics? Kasi I know number one is technology. Nahihirapan na tayo. Minsan aralin pa ang technology. Yung ating facing physically, dating maliksi tayong kumilos, ngayon medyo mabagal na tayo dahil marami na tayong mga nararamdaman. So, of course, we need to take care of ourselves. Love yourself first. Kailangan matulog, kumain, at less stress. Alam ko na ang stress po ay nandiyan. But try to avoid stress and try to avoid toxic people para hindi po maapektuhan ang health mo. So, there are so many toxic, things and people in the environment. All you have to do is just to have this kind of mindset na you just have to think of your own happiness. Don't think about what people will say about you as a teacher. Ang tingnan mo lang, ano na yung mga napagdaanan mo, because you are well experienced, you have the wisdom now. Okay? At ang pinakamahalaga dyan, at the end of the day, as a teacher, meron ka pong makukuha na retirement. Okay? Yung inyong benepisyo. Ako po, ang isa sa kinalulungkot ko as a teacher, kapag ako po ay nag-retire, I don't have any retirement po dyan sa Philippines. Kasi nung umalis po ako, ito lang po yung aking maiko-contribute sa mga new, at saka yung nasa middle, at saka yung nasa peak na ng kanilang teaching. Kapag ikaw ay nasa new, very aggressive ka, no? Tinitingnan mo yung daily income, your dream, your goal. Okay? Pero nakakalimutan natin yung at the end of your teaching career. Nasaan ka na? Asan ka pupunta? So you have to think about it. So ang motivation po natin kung ikaw ay nasa peak na ng iyong career is how to make your life happy. How to fulfill the physical, nourishment of an individual. How to fulfill your spiritual nourishment as an individual. Kasi kaya yan na po ang kailangan natin. Nagawa mo na lahat. You don't have to prove to somebody na ito po yung accomplishments mo. Whether it's small or big, you contributed a lot in the life of an individual student. So regardless of how many, ang importante, mayroon kang na-contribute sa buhay ng iyong mga naging estudyante. And motivation, look forward for a better retirement life. Plan for your retirement. Dream of traveling kung meron tayong pang travel. So ayan po yung sinabi ko, sir, sa aking mother nung siya po ay magre-retire. Kasi meron siyang matatanggap. Sabi ko sa mother ko, ano yung pangarap mo, Nay? Kasi magre-retire ka na, hindi kami dapat makialam sa pera mo. Yun ang sinabi ko sa mother ko. What's your dream? Gusto ko, anak, magkaroon ng sariling bahay. Okay, well then, kumuha tayo ng bahay. So, si nanay, yung kanyang retirement, yung half noon ay naibili niya ng bahay. So, ang next naman na dream, anong gusto mo? Gusto ko mag-travel. So, kami na ngayon ang magpo-fulfill ng travel time ng nanay. So, yun po, sa akin, sa mga nasa peak na, try to see your future, the best future. Hindi porke tayo tapos na sa career natin, tapos na rin po yung ating pangarap. Think of yourself. Ibigyan nyo naman ng kaligayahan yung ating buhay. Because we can never tell kung hanggang kailang buhay. So, avoid stress, stay happy, stay positive. Okay, and always think of a better future. Mahirap man ang maging guro dahil marami tayong kinakaharap, maraming mga requirements, maraming isinasabit. But with your peers, andyan yung inyong principal, andyan inyong mga colleagues, huwag tayong mahihiyang humingi ng tulong. Let's help each other so that mas maging magaan po ang buhay natin. Yun po yung ginagawa namin dito. We need to help each other. We will work as a team. Tulungan po natin lahat para makaahon tayo dito sa pandemic. Mahirap po talaga. It's stressful. So I hope nakapag-share ako kay Ma'am Cecilia. Si Ma'am Cecilia po ba yan? Okay. Thank you.
Okay lang, Ma'am. Pati ako naging emotional and ganda ng mga sinabi ninyo. Napapaiyak nga ako at saka bumabalik ako dun sa unang years ng aking pagtuturo. Yun, Ma'am. Wow, wala akong masabi. Natandaan ko lahat yung sinabi nyo. Sir Glenn?
Oh, yes, that's okay.
Yes,
Stay safe. Ma'am Liza, thank you. Kahit nasa US ka, connected ka pa rin sa amin. And Yan talaga.
All the way
Isang
from Mexico.
Magandang
Pinoy.
commitment ni Ma'am Liza.
Pinay talagang tunay na Pilipino.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Salamat, Ma'am
Okay,
Yes.
Bye.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you everyone. Bye for now. Thank you, Ma'am Tess, for accommodating me. Thank you so much.
Thank you po,
Thank you,
Sir
Ma'am Liza.
Glenn, Ma'am Lisa.
Thank
you,
Ma'am
Ma'am Lisa.
Liza. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.